All right, well, we got this all sanded down. There's the repair. You can see it a little bit, but not so bad. It's all painted kind of flat satin. I only had a little bit of satin and a little bit of flat, so I just mixed them together. So generally it's pretty flat paint, so it'll work, but looks all right. It turned out good. Smoothed it out a lot. See, these people don't realize these hoods, you're supposed to sand these. They're not finished when you get them, so they're right out of a factory, and they're just very cheaply, I mean, you know, there's nothing to them. They're very thin, and most people reinforce the hood, the hinge area anyway. But like I said, I think this guy slapped it on, sanded the top of it, and sprayed underneath of it, and just sent it. But we made it a lot better. It'll be better. And here we got the primer on the floor. That's a mixture of black and rusty metal primer, because that's what we had. So we just mixed them together, just using up stuff that we got. And yeah, that'll be fun. Once that dries, put a light coat of probably satin black or flat black on top of it, and then put the carpet back in, and then we can start assembling the rear, or the rear seat area first, and then work our way forward. Get door panels done. Like I said, we still got a lot to do. So alrighty. Alright, this morning we're going to work on stripping this wing down. I'm going to hit it with 80. It's coming right off, and then finish it off with probably 180 or 220. But I'm just going to get the worst of it off, because you can see how bad it's flaking. So let me get this sanded up, and then I'll show you once I'm done with the 80, and then we'll hit it probably, like I said, 180 or something to smooth it up, and then we have to prime it, and then we'll be ready for paint. So weather is supposed to break. It's definitely warm, but we got a chance of rain this afternoon, so we're going to leave the car covered for right now, and then we're planning on hopefully 2 days from now to do our touch-up paint. That's our plan, but plans change. So all right, let's see what we do. All right, we got this sanded down, hit it with 80, then 150, and I still got to do it with 220. Found a few pits here and there. Did have some filler in it, I guess, to correct some defects. Sanded most of it out, but here it's got like a little crack, so I'm gonna have to do a little filler there and probably there. Other than that, I think it's good. I'm not going to get too crazy with it. I mean, it is a wing, and then we'll sand it with 220 and then shoot it with like a urethane 2K primer, and that'll hopefully, because I see there's kind of some cracks here and there, and because they used regular body filler on it, and I guess that's what you got to do. These things, when you buy them, aren't in the greatest of shape. So all right, let's get some filler on it, and we'll get sanded. All right, so we finished sanding with 220. We got 2 coats of primer on it. We definitely can see some imperfections, but it is what it is. It's just the underside. We're going to flip it and do the top side. Hopefully the top side is a little bit better. It's not laying out great, but today's weather isn't the best either. But we'll wet sand it with some 600 and smooth it off. And like I said, it's not perfect anyway, so like the rest of the channel, 80-85%. So we'll get this we'll let this set up for about a half hour, then flip it, do the top side, and we'll show you once that's done. All right, we got 3 coats on this top side. Got a couple little pinholes there. I think most of it'll sand out. It came out all right. It's not horrible. Problem is, you know, we got pollen and everything, so you know, you're doing paint work and the freaking pollen's coming down, so it'll be all right. We're gonna wet sand it with some we got a little baby run right there, as we can see. We'll wet sand it with some 400, maybe 600. And over here we got the package tray. It was all buckled up, and what we did was soaked it down and let it sit to level it off. And I think I checked it this morning, it looked pretty good. So in between coats, we were working in here, trying to get some of the leaks stopped, because we had 2 or 3 leaks that were going into the interior, and we don't want that. So as I showed you before, we painted the floor, we scrubbed that. We put a metal patch there that that's a fresh air intake. For some reason, when water gets in there, it drips down on here, so that's a no bueno. Other side I think was pretty good. There was one little spot that we put a little silicone in, and then on the back in the trunk, on the corners where the weather stripping was, we peeled it up. Well, first we ran water and saw where it was leaking. We peeled it up, blew it out, dried it out, and then we put some silicone in those corners to hopefully stop them. So next thing I think we're gonna mess with, we're gonna try to do something with this headliner piece here so we can get our package tray back in. And then once we get our package tray in, we'll double check tomorrow, make sure we got all the leaks straight, and then we will start putting the interior back in. Like I said, I just want to make sure we have no leaks. Of course, this car probably isn't going to be sitting outside. It'll at least at a minimum be under a cover, but if we get rid of that damn boat over there, we can put it there. But for now, we got a good sealskin cover, which is keeping it dry. And yeah, we'll see about doing a little paint work tomorrow, some touch up, and depending on the weather. All waiting on the weather. So all right, so these are go in the back corners, back by the headliner, back by the back window. As you can see, they're pretty warped. I think they're aftermarket because it says 7072 Cutlass 442. I think they're aftermarket. I could be wrong, but they fit okay, but they're really warped. So what we're doing is some more spray adhesive, and we're going to fold this back over, try to get that right. And then what I might do is saturate them with water and then put them under here for tonight and try to flatten them out. So we'll see what happens after I get the material back on. But little tiny things, just that's the big thing with this car. It's just lots of little things, lots of attention to detail stuff that somebody just didn't do. So we'll get it. Alrighty. All right, we are getting ready to spot paint. We wet sanded the whole car with 800, cleaned it, degreased it. We're gonna spot paint this. Didn't do any body work there. Not sure exactly what we're gonna do. We want to see how this paint is. We're just spot painting a few places. As you can see, we got some primer there. I'm gonna spot this in. Hopefully this color matches pretty well after we wet sand. We're gonna paint that whole bottom part and then try to blend that and a little there. And all this is gonna have to get touched up by hand because it's cracks actually in the fiberglass. So got the wing all ready to paint. That's blocked down, a little bit of orange peel on it, but I'm not gonna worry about it. And yeah, we're gonna see what happens. So hopefully this paint's pretty close match, and we will see once we get a coat on it, we'll be able to tell what's what. And like I said, it's not going to match perfectly, but we're going to try to blend it. And then what we might do, we don't know, we might clear coat the whole car. We don't know. We're going to see how it is. This isn't a top, restoration or anything. We didn't do any body work except for there was a little part down there that we fixed. So other than that, we're just trying to get a few things out and make it look more presentable. But let's get started and see what happens. All right, got one mist coat on. It's definitely red. Obviously this isn't going to do too well here. Our little patch there will be fine, but that looks pretty good. That looks okay, except for the color, but I'm not really worried about that. This, for some reason, has orange peel. I might try wiping that with lacquer thinner first. And then we got one coat on the wing here. Like I said, this is just first coat, so just putting a tack coat on and get it good and tacky. So, all right, let's see what else we can mess up. All right, we got these rims all cleaned up. We sanded them, washed them with the greaser. They're not the greatest. They really need to be sandblasted, but is what it is. I don't have a sandblaster, so we wire wheeled them, we sanded them, washed them, degreased them, and we're going to put a little primer on them, and then we're going to put some black on them. So we'll do the inside first, and then we'll do the outside last. Probably do the outside tomorrow, let the inside set up, and this way when we flip them over they're not wet. All right, let's get some paint on. All right, we got 2 good coats of black paint on this. Turned out okay. We're gonna let that dry overnight before we flip them, and then we'll do the side you see. And the other side, I think we're gonna clear coat too. I don't know. We'll have to see how it shines. And, generally, this Rust-Oleum gloss black shines pretty good. It's actually very durable. A lot of people don't like it, but it holds up very good on wheels. I've done it before many times, and so. All right, we think we might have found some paint that matches right here. I did a little patch there. It's actually Ford Vermilion Red. We got to finish some body work here. We're gonna do that, and then the plan is we got to fix this stuff here, and then we're going to paint from this stripe up to this edge, and then try to blend it there, do all this, and then right to the fender. Even though this hood's kind of rough, we're not gonna mess with the hood, but I think that'll be better. And I'll probably paint down here because this is pretty beat up, after I do a little body work there. So, and then over here we'll probably, since we painted it the Rally Red, it's a little too dark, we'll probably go over that. I'll wet sand that, and then just blend these 2 spots right here. So we'll see how it comes out. All right, wheels are all painted gloss black with some clear coat on them. Came out pretty good, not horrible, not the greatest, but not horrible. That's what we do, not the greatest, but not horrible. So we got, some overspray on the inside, but that's fine. And then we painted the inside also, so we did that the other day, we showed you. So I think they're going to look pretty good on the car. And then tomorrow we are going to tackle the body work on this front fender and start sanding, because we are going to paint this from this point up. Try to blend that there, stop it here, and stop it right here at the hood. So it will be a sharp line here at the hood, but at least it'll, I think, be a lot more presentable. We got to fix this part of the body work here. Got to do some sanding, and then here what we're going to do is rip this down and then do some filler there just to get the ripples out. And I guess we'll do this too down here. So probably have to repaint this white stripe, but not too big of a deal. Actually, it looks crooked anyway to me. I don't know if it is or not, but let's see, that's about 1 inch up from the bumper. Yeah, I guess I don't know, it's uniform, I guess. So, all right, well, we'll pick you up tomorrow when we start doing body work. All right, got this all sanded down. As you can see, there's old filler in there. I'm not going to take it out because it's tight, so it's been there this long. So this isn't a concourse restoration, this is a repair. So after I did all that, it's amazing how much smoother it is because I flat boarded it. And what I'm going to do now is put a little epoxy primer on it, let that set up for an hour or two, and then put filler over that. I'll just scuff it lightly with 80, and then we're going to skim coat this whole thing and then block it out. So stuff takes time. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. Everybody says, oh, just why didn't you fix this? Why didn't you fix that? Well, because it takes a lot of time and a lot of patience. So like I said, we're going to do that area, and we're going to do this area. Hopefully this area I'm not going to have to do any kind of filler. I don't think I will, but there's grazing here and there's grazing in the door, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see once it gets primer on it. All right, let's get to it. All right, that's 3 different skim coats, sanded down with 100. It's not final yet. We're gonna finish it off with probably 220. So what we'll do now is we'll keep sanding and then hit it with we'll hit it with a little more 100, then 180, then 220, and that'll finish it off. That'll feather all this in, but it feels really good. I think there might be something right there. I don't know if it's a high spot. It's probably a high spot, but they say when you're doing body work, don't look at it, just feel it, because you can feel more with your fingers than what you can see. So yeah, I think there's a low spot there, but I might be able to still sand that out. Yeah, but like I said, it's just a skim coat. It's not even a 1/16 of an inch. You can see where it's rubbing through, and we did epoxy prime first, but of course when you're sanding, you sand all that off. So not really sure what the purpose of that is. I mean, back in the day we ripped it right down to bare metal with 80 and put filler right over it, and it lasted for many years. But they say now to epoxy coat the bare metal to seal it, and I don't know what the point is if you're sanding it all off, but I guess it's still under there. Let me know in the comments, any real body guys out there, what's your opinion on the epoxy primer or the bare metal. But like I said, I'm old school, but I did it the more modern way. Don't know if it makes a difference. All right, we're getting ready to prime this. Got it all scuffed down. It's all down with 220. We're using U-Paul high build primer on it. Probably one light coat and then a heavy coat and then another mist coat. And then we'll kind of blend it into here, and hopefully it goes okay. So we'll see. We gotta mix it up and get it primed. All right, I had to pick up the camera here. We're back working on the interior. I was trying to fit this piece in the back corner. They had put these in and they just did not fit properly. So I had to redo the windlace, and I put this on here, and as I was pushing, I noticed the back window was loose. I popped the trim off and I literally just pushed the back window out. Literally just pushed it out, and I had a feeling it was leaking, but there's the back window, and here's the sealer. It came off in one piece. That means it didn't adhere. So that's why they make pinch weld primer, people. It's a special primer that goes on the pinch weld here. You wire brush it, you put pinch weld primer on it, and then when you, well, these old cars had butyl tape, new cars use urethane. We'll probably do butyl tape on the back. It's a little easier for me. Windshields are all urethane. You can see in there, that's all urethane. And the windshield appears to be sealed right. So like I said, we'll do butyl tape like it was originally. I've done that multiple times in the past. I've never done the urethane, but it does hold better supposedly. So just getting deeper and deeper. But so we got that side fit. We got to get this side fit. We got this all in, and it makes it a lot easier working in this area instead of reaching up through there when you don't have a window. So I guess all in all, it was a good thing. All right, just wanted to pick up the camera and show you what we're going through. Trials and tribulations of an old car. Fun. All right, so we talked about painting this whole side. We are going to paint the car. I don't know why I'm getting involved in this, but we are going to paint it. We're going to do some more body work on it, and we are going to paint it. And we got that. So that is what you call a portable paint booth. Found it on Facebook Marketplace for 500 bucks. It was almost $1,100 new. Guy painted one F350 crew cab dually in there, vermilion red, which is the color of that. So we are going to paint that in there, and hopefully, if all goes well, that'll be the first thing we paint, because we have a lot of other things to paint. But it is 30 feet long by 16 wide by 11 high. It's going to get a little loud here, but I'm going to give you a show on the inside of it. Has two blowers. This blower is for fresh air. That blower keeps it blowed up. It literally blows up in, I'd say, 2 minutes, 3 minutes at the most. It's that fast. So he evidently had done some body work in there, which is a big no-no. So I washed the whole thing out, scrubbed it out, blew it out, and now we're drying it out. So that's how big it is. So the fresh air comes in there and it goes out these vents here. So pretty cool. It is literally like an oven in here, but kind of what you want. So yeah, I think it's a good $500 investment. We tried to paint the, I don't know if you remember, in a bunch of videos ago, we tried to paint the gray truck, and we failed on that because the plastic didn't set up. And so this is going to be a good option, I think, for painting a lot of stuff. So, you know, we say that we don't paint stuff around here, but we sure paint a lot. So all right, just wanted to show you, and still got a long way to go on this to paint, but we're getting closer and closer, and we're still working on the excursion. So all right, just wanted to show you new toy.